Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to share with you a secret about networking. I've learned this secret over the last 20 years of working and volunteering. Networking is the same as asking somebody out. 다시 말하자면 네트워킹은 썸 타는 거랑 같습니다. 자, 보통 이제 썸 탈 때 기분이 어떻습니까? 뭐 이제 설레기도 하고, 뭐 매일 아침에 일어나는 게 새롭기도 하고, 어떻게 하면 내가 이 관계를 더 나갈 수 있을지 약간 이런 생각도 하시죠. 이제 그러다가 둘 중에 하나 되는 거예요. 고백을 받거나 아니면 이제 고백을 하거나. Like you guys said, when you're in those early stages of those 썸 타는 그런 관계, it's nerve-wracking, it's exciting, it's a combination of all these different emotions, right? And think about why you're doing it. Why are you doing this? It's because you're interested in somebody else, right? You might like them. You want to connect with them, right? And that's why I'm saying that networking is a lot like asking somebody out. Now, it's different in the sense that it's not like your love life, right? You're not trying to find a relationship with someone. You're not trying to settle down. But the idea here is that you're going to talk to somebody who has an interest in your future goals. It could be your career aspirations. It could be the program that you want to attend after, right? So that's what I want you to keep in mind. Nobody should leave today's session and then go try to hit up on different people they're networking with. Okay, I don't want to see you go, hey, what's up? Oh yeah, how you doing? I don't want to see any of that. Okay, don't be weird. Don't be creepy. Just think of it as in the sense where you see the amount of time and the amount of effort that goes into it. Okay? Now, I want you to imagine you're interested in somebody and you ask them to meet you at a cafe. They show up. They look really good. 썸한테 잘 보이려면 어떻게 해야 될까요? The three tips that I want to share with you today are going to be how you can impress someone. Now, all the things that we just talked about are really important. When you make first impressions, you want to look good. You want to talk well. You want to give a firm handshake, right? All of these things are important. But the first thing that I want to tell you when it comes to impressing network connections is to be yourself. I think a lot of the times we end up falling into the habit or the trap of trying to become too professional. We try too hard to be somebody else who we're not, right? And that can work sometimes. But the problem is it's not consistent. If you try to be someone else, you might make mistakes. So the idea here is when you're being yourself, you're going to be a confident version of yourself. You're going to let go. You're not going to think about the nitty-gritty details. You're going to think about how can I best represent myself to this person. Even if you aren't well-spoken, it's okay, right? Confidence is a huge game changer. Confidence can make someone who doesn't seem attractive at first very attractive. The second tip that I'm going to share with you is don't be afraid to ask questions. 자, 이제 썸이랑 카페에서 만났다고 생각합시다. 이제 뭘 할 건가요? 보통 얘기를 하죠, right? But how do you talk? Well, you talk by asking questions. You ask these questions to drive the conversation forward. And when you ask questions, it gives you the opportunity to learn from the other person. Now, sometimes it can be hard to ask questions, but a tip that I would offer to you is to prepare questions ahead of time. So if you know, let's say for example, that you want to work at a great company, so-and-so company after you graduate, you're probably already looking to connect with people who are working at that company, right? But if you get an opportunity to meet with this person, either virtually or in real life, that person is not going to ask anything about you, right? They're not really here to learn about your life. They're there to learn. They're there for the opportunity for you to learn from them, right? How they got into that field, how they got into that position, what they had to do to prepare to get there. If you don't take control of those situations and you don't ask questions, then you're not really networking, right? So that's the second tip. The third tip that I'm going to offer to help you impress network connections is that you have to follow up. Now, following up, I think this is going to be the same across any kind of field, any kind of work. We don't make assumptions, right? We follow up. If I ask a question and there's no real answer, then I follow up until I get a yes or a no. And making assumptions is really dangerous because when you network with someone, let's say I came across somebody that I really wanted to talk to, and it was a great chance for me to talk to them. If I had a great conversation, that great conversation is only the start of that relationship. And this is why I'm saying networking is a lot like asking somebody out. There's a relationship that you have to build. It's not just, oh, hi, hello, my name is Bob, and that's done. You have to think about how you're going to meet this person again. How are you going to continue to build this relationship? And a lot of the times you can do that by asking questions. So the other thing that you have to remember when it comes to following up is that if you meet someone today, like one of our guest panelists, and you have a great time, and you learn a lot from them, take a chance to send a personal thank you within the next 24 hours. Right? What's that going to do? It's going to make you stand out from the other people. Another thing that you should be doing if you're contacting after you follow up is you should have some idea of what you want to gain or what you want to learn from this person. So you should try to take initiative and set something up, right? You're not going to just wait for your network connection to say, hey, let's grab coffee on Friday. That's on you. That's your responsibility. Okay, so those are the 3 tips that I'm going to give you on how you can impress network connections. Okay? 그리고 선택도 분명히 도움이 될 겁니다. Back when I was in school, there was a time where I was really lonely. Okay? I was really lonely. I was desperate. So desperate that, I was going to make a move on a random girl in one of my classes. Okay? So you know what I did? One day I went to class, I saw the girl sitting in the corner, I went and I sat right next to her. You know what I did after that? I dropped my pen, hoping that she would pick it up and give it back to me. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, David, you're so lame. 진짜 별로다. 이런 생각 하겠죠? But guess what? It worked, okay? She picked up the pen, she gave me her name, she gave me her number, and we hit it off, okay? It didn't work out in the end, but still, it was a great chance for me to network. And what I'm trying to tell you with this story is that there are so many opportunities for all of us to network, but you need to dig deep, okay? Dig deep. 1, be yourself, okay? Be confident. And if you want to learn how to be more confident, you can always come find me at Beyond Level, okay? I can teach you how to do that, all right? Hashtag sponsored. Okay. 2, ask questions. 3, follow up. And the story that I just shared with you, again, there's networking opportunities everywhere for us. You just need to be confident. Take that chance. Thank you very much. I'm David. Thank you.